Hi everyone, this is your girl Rosita, aka Miss Sip with Sip on Radio and Living Your Dreams with Rosita. And today you are on Living Your Dreams with Rosita. And I have Miss Shonny Sanders here with me.
Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Shonny the author.
Yes. So tell them a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
Okay, well, I am an author. I am a playwright. I self-published my book last year titled Letters of Forgiveness, and that is based on a true story. It is based on the lives of the two people who murdered my sister 13 years ago.
Okay, put the book up a little bit closer so they can see it.
See that?
Yes.
See that, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Letters of Forgiveness.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do is get into why you wrote that book.
Okay. Well, I decided about 6 years ago. Well, not that because I had nothing to do with this. Let's be clear. This young lady that took my sister's life 13 years ago, after serving 7 years in prison, she reached out to me through her brother. He found me on social media, and he said his sister wanted to write me and say that she was sorry, for taking my sister's life. Now, this young lady, she was a victim of domestic violence. She was molested by her biological father from the time that she was 8 years old till she was 14. Got pregnant by her father at the age of 14, and she had to have an abortion, of course, and no one believed her that this was happening. So after taking my sister's life and serving 7 years in prison, I got that message. So I decided at that time to set up an account and get her prison information and find out why and what did she have to say. Well, oh boy, when I did, I was surprised at the information she gave me.
So was you hesitant about giving her the opportunity to write you at first?
I was. You know
Okay.
what? I was, because I think it was fear. Although I had always wanted to hear from her, I think it was fear of what she's going to tell me. I had a lot of questions, right? I wanted to know why. Trying to understand, who are you? Because just going a step back, my sister didn't know this young lady. She went out with the guy this young lady was with, had 3 kids with. He was abusing this young lady. And my sister met him on Memorial Day weekend, 2005, and went out with the guy one time. One time. He took her into their element, and which was a hostile environment. It was abuse going on. And during that time, my sister didn't know. She was 20 years old, studying for her bachelor's in education at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. So meeting this guy, she had no knowledge of this young lady. She didn't know the guy's baggage. She didn't know his lifestyle. This guy, he was a drug dealer, womanizer, abuser. She had none of that information. So he took her into their environment, and her and the young lady and my sister crossed paths. And at that time, this young woman had this misplaced anger and aggression, and she stabbed my sister over 17 times.
So do you think that he basically made some type of jealousy, like he was telling the other young lady, like he's going to go out, that was a routine that he did, was to cheat and go out with other women, so she had was in love and just had enough of him cheating on her or something?
Yeah, because this guy actually, during that same time, he had another young lady pregnant. This young lady was another young lady that was involved that was 6 months pregnant by him. And the night that he took my sister to that house, this other young lady had possibly supposed to have been there, because he had been calling both of them, like, who going with me tonight? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had been trying to take one of them home, and if one didn't answer, he said, okay, well, I'm going to keep going till I get what I want. And
so basically anybody could have been a victim that night.
Anybody could have been a victim that night. And it's tripped out because the young lady that was pregnant, she testified in the trial, and she said to us, your sister didn't know what she was stepping into. She had a history with this couple. She had already had a fight with this young lady. So this was something that was their normal, and my sister was unaware of that environment. You know.
So did the female approach your sister and it was a confrontation, or did she just pop up and just do it? You know,
she popped up and it was just like an immediate confrontation where there was no room for my sister to get out of there. It was no room. It was just an immediate attack on her. So this young lady, like I said, was being abused by this guy, but she took none of that out on him. She took it out on an innocent person that knew nothing about her.
And you know, a lot of people does that. A lot of people be in a situation, in an abusive relationship, or somebody cheating on them, and instead of them confronting the person that is doing the cheating, they confront the other person, and that's an innocent bystander, and a lot of times they have no clue what is going on, because if they are a cheater, majority of the times they done lied about the situation anyway.
Right.
So
absolutely.
people, when you're with someone and they're cheating on you, stop approaching the person that is with your significant other and approach the other person that is, you know, because you're putting innocent person in harm's way.
Right. And that's what happened, because there's a couple things, you know, we always said, my family and I, we say, if my sister Valicia knew, you know, or had, because she didn't know about her, but if she knew this guy had kids, for one, she wouldn't have dated him. She didn't do the whole baby mama, you know, she's a sophomore in college. She only had been with her high school sweetheart up until their sophomore year, and they kind of start branching off. So when she came in contact with this couple, she, you know, we said if she had the opportunity to say, "You listen, I didn't know. I didn't know anything.
And you can have them. I don't want them.
Can you take me home? You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And the young lady confessed in her letters to me that there were 3 things my sister said that she pointed out, and she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." And the last thing that she said to her was, "I can't breathe," after she had stabbed her so many times. So she confessed these things. So in my book, these are the actual letters between myself and the young lady. So I was hesitant in the beginning, but once I I wrote her and I said, "Hey, you know, I heard you wanted to reach out to me. I'm willing to listen to what you have to say." When she responded, it took her some time to tell me step by step what happened, but at the same time, she began to open up and tell me more about her, and that's how I found the things that she had experienced. So it was almost like she was giving me this background of the makeup of her and how she became this now labeled to be a murderer.
So with the guy, what happened to the guy? Was he convicted of anything?
No. The prosecutor, I remember her saying, you know, we can't charge him with anything but walking stupid. I remember her saying that. And the reason being, the young lady took the fall for everything. She pleaded self-defense, which we laughed at because it was like, she's in you guys' environment. And if nothing else, she was trying to defend herself.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, so she stabbed herself in the leg, and she tried to say as if, you know, my sister reached for a knife first, but there was 2 knives and a pair of scissors that was used, and later she confessed it was more people in the house. People rolled over there. They caught a cab from the east side to the west side. So she went there with the intent, like, somebody's here, he's not answering my calls. You know, her mother tried to tell her, don't go, you know. They had just had a fight 3 days before. That's why she wasn't at that house. That's why she was away. But then when he wasn't answering her calls, she got mad, she went to that house, and it was like, oh my God, how dare you? You got somebody here?
So she was in her 20s as well.
She was 24 years old.
And you know, in the 20s and stuff there, we could be a big fool.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because I've been one plenty of times in my 20s.
Yep.
You know, so how old will your sister be right now?
She would be 34 right now. We're 10 years apart. I just had a birthday, 44. But yeah, she thank you. Yes, she would have been 34 years old. My sister, when I say this girl was just loving, a beautiful spirit to be around, she was not with the violence, any of that. So when she got in that guy's car, something that always bothered me, because I had told her, no, don't go out with him. You know, you don't really know him. Don't go. She decided later on to go ahead and take him up on the "I'm gonna take you out" offer, and 20 years old. She was a bit naive because she thought everybody was good. She wasn't used to that lifestyle.
And most of the time, guys that are abusive, they have this charm about themselves, so where they can trick women into the relationship first, and then show they butt later. You see the real them after you get with them and stuff. But they're very good at,
they're manipulators.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's what that was like. That guy, when we met him, he was clean cut, all white. He was driving this BMW. He appeared to be this charming person, but again, that mask he was wearing. But it was something that I saw through the mask. I really did. And me being older and being more experienced,
felt it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And my sister, she's the opposite. I'm used to the street, I've seen it, I've done it, and I know. She did not. We sheltered her from that. We always protected her from the street life.
And I spoke on that one time before, and I want to speak on it again. Y'all, your children and stuff, do not shelter them to the point to where they do not know the streets. Because book sense and street sense is two different things. And right today, you need to know both things. You need to know the book sense and you need to know the street sense, because a lot of people get in situations because they doesn't know the streets. They were sheltered, and when they get out there, they have no clue of the what people is trying to do to them. What intentions that a person have and stuff. But if you allow your child to, because some people don't even allow their child to play with other kids just because they feel as though, I don't want my child to be around this and that and stuff. Well, they got to learn different things and stuff, so they'll know what to see when they get big. Because when they start getting grown, straight out of high school, going into college, they're going to see a lot of things that you did not show them, you wasn't even thinking about. So allow your kids to experience life and talk to them about different things, and put them, like I said once before, in sports and stuff, so they can be around other kids. Because it's best that when they're young and they opening up to you and they can ask you questions about, "Mama, my friend said this," or "Dad, my friend said this, and what do you think about that? Is this true?" A child would do that. If you have that communication with them and stuff, and you're allowing them to do different things. But when they get grown, it's like, okay, well, they don't know any questions to ask because they feel as though stuff is normal. They feel as though everybody is good because that's what you done had them in a box. So I want to ask you this: Have you tried to reach out to the guy?
No, I hadn't tried to reach out to the guy. When this first happened, like I said, he wasn't charged with anything. He ran out and left the girl and my sister in that house. He told her, "Listen, please, self-defense. She attacked you." He hired his attorney, which was a defense attorney, a drug attorney who had never tried a murder case before, And this guy, he was just a monster. He continued to go on with other women, continued to be an abuser, had more kids with the young lady that he had been abusing and had pregnant at that time. And later, about 8 or 9 years later, he ended up murdering somebody else. So now he's in prison serving life.
So that's that karma came back to get him.
But
he took
still somebody else's life
involved in a situation dealing with them.
And so I never actually tried to reach out to him because he was just already not approachable. He was very arrogant on the trial. At the trial, he was on the stand, testifying as to what happened. He pretty much left her out there to drive by herself. He was real ignorant, just arrogant and disrespectful. So my thing was to build something with this young lady, because ultimately she is the one that committed the act. She's the one that took the blame for it, and I want to know why.
Okay, you said that your family and stuff, people was wondering why did you forgive her? What do I know? Your mom was going to come here with you earlier today. How did she feel about you forgiving this young lady?
Well, she, you know what? She told me, she said, you had to do it your own way. You know, my mom, she mentioned this just the other day too. We were talking and she said, you know, I forgave her at the trial. She said, I forgave her at the morgue because she immediately went to God with this. So my mother always said how grateful she is for the 20 years, the 10 months, and the 4 days that she had with my sister. So because my mother and my sister almost passed giving birth to my sister. So she was thankful for that time that God allowed her. So she said she went into forgiveness instantly. And this is just the route that I had to take. Some of my family, of course, they were like, I don't care what she got to say. She took our baby, you know. I don't care to talk to her. I don't care to hear from her. But for me, it was, I needed to move forward in life. I needed to heal. Because it will drive you crazy not having the information, not knowing why. And when she began to explain her life to me and the things that had happened, I just started having this unknown compassion because I didn't understand what I was having. But I started to feel sorry for her. But at the same time, I still had anger. I still had, you know, this thing about, I don't get it. But you had a choice. You know, that thing, hurt people, hurt people. You know what, guys? That may be true. But hurt people also have choices.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I felt like, I know he's been hurting you. But you had a choice to let this woman, my baby sister, to live.
Exactly. Just like she had a choice to let the other woman live
who she had a fight with 3 days before that.
Yeah.
You know, her, the guy, and the girl. So this was their normal. But that night, you changed our lives forever. And your children, your family. So now 2 lives, 2 families are destroyed, and you leave 3 children behind that are only 45 minutes away from where she's housed in prison, and she don't see them because you know why? Neither side of those families are able to really take her to see them because the kids end up with the guy's mother.
What?
Who was abusive to him. That's the flip side to Letters of Forgiveness. Letters of Forgiveness is more about the young lady's life. But my stage play, Faceless Shadows in the Dark, is geared towards his life. The makeup of these murders. How did they become these people? And I wanted to just show, you know, the effects of the domestic violence, the effects of bullying, the effects of molestation. When we're told, shh, keep a secret, put some make on, cover it up. You know, this young lady said she masked everything with bags, purses, and you know, shoes and makeup, so nobody knew she was living in this hell. And those that were close to her that did, some began to take their hands off of her because she kept going back.
Exactly.
And that's what I really want people to understand, you know, when you keep going back, and I don't want any victim out there to feel like they have to be bashed or, you know, you don't have the help because you do. But sometimes your family say, I give up on you. You don't care, I don't care. But I'm telling you, families, don't give up on them.
Exactly.
Don't, because they're in a different mindset. It's a victim syndrome that they're in. They can't, you know, a lot of times the most finances and children are #1 reasons why people don't leave. They don't have a place to go. And that's another thing. Why I'm doing this. This is a fundraiser stage play because we are raising funds for victims of domestic violence for emergency shelter. They may call the spot and they don't have a bed, but we want to get you out of there quick. When you say you're ready to go, we have a team that we want to get you out quick, even if you're going into a hotel for a few nights until we can get you to the next place or get you relocated out of state. So that's why it's near and dear to my heart, because I feel like if she had got the help or someone didn't give up on her, my sister would still be here.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And to go off of what you said, y'all stop giving up on family members that is in that situation, because like she said, you never know what the reason is for them to not be able to get away or not want to get away because some people is in a situation to where they are scared that the other person is going to come do something to them, their family members who they go to, you know, so they are like stuck between a hard rock, you know, a rock in a hard place, and they fear for what's going to happen to somebody else.
Right.
So a lot of folks end up staying in a situation.
Yeah.
A lot of folks stay because now I can understand you in love and you leave a couple of times and stuff, but then when you go back, then when something really happened, because number one, this person feel as though now you're not going to go anywhere.
Right, I control you.
Exactly, because you done came back, you know, so I can do what I want to do to you. And if you try to leave or tell your family something, they're not going to believe you because, you know, you keep coming back to me. So they give them more control to do whatever they want to do to you. So families, do not give up on people that you know is in a situation to where they're getting abused sexually, mentally, whatever. You know, do not stop trying to reach out to them. Do not stop trying to help them or talk to them because it might save their life, because that might be what they need to hear in order to make their move to, you know, to be secure.
That's why I want people to, you know, this case, this is like, it's not a situation where another domestic violence victim was murdered. It's an innocent person that was murdered by a domestic violence victim. Exactly. So, you know, it's very important that we don't put them down. When they call, listen.
Yeah.
Even if they're going back, get them out that night.
Exactly.
You do what you can, because, you know, a lot of times people are fighting and arguing. You know, neighbors, they close their door, they shut their blinds, they turn their head. I ain't seen nothing. That's gotta stop.
Exactly.
That's gotta stop. That whole thing, snitches get stitches. You know what? Stitch me on up, because I'm not holding it in. I wouldn't stand back and watch no one be abused and turn my head.
Exactly.
You don't do that. You know, it's a lot of children out here being affected by this cycle of abuse. You know, these two people had a cycle of abuse their entire life, and then they're now both serving life in prison, no parole. Children left with the original abuser of the man. They've witnessed all this abuse, you know, and somebody took my sister's life throughout all of their mess.
And then with the children, you got to think about, they might be put in a situation to where they end up in the same situation.
Right, that cycle.
It's, you know, whether murdering somebody or being in an abusive relationship, because a lot of times children follow what they know that their parents have done.
Yes.
You know, if they know that my dad bad and my dad did this, then basically they try to stand up to that, you know, to equal that. Or my dad played sports good, or my mama did this. They try to match what they see their parents do. Right. So now, like you said, they in a situation to where his mother was abusing him, and she got custody of his kids.
Yep. And you know, my thing is, for the parents, the teachers, the educators, it's like what we give our kids today is what they're going to give the world tomorrow. Just what you just said. They're mimicking what they see. So in Faceless Shadows, that's what we're showing. We are showing how we have two parents in the house. One takes after the mother, one takes after the father. The one that takes after her father, guess what? She's a bully. She bullies her younger sister, you know. But we want to show also you have choices. So you got to come out to the show and really see. It's going to make a huge impact. I guarantee if there's someone in that audience that's being abused, that's being bullied, that night when they leave, they're going to stand up and they're going to step out. I truly believe that. Even if there was an abuser in the building, I believe that's going to make them think. That's going to, you know, put something on them that they going to get it when they get home. That's going to click when they on their way home. You got to change. The effects that this have on our entire community. You know, when you have children going to school and they're being bullied, I want the educators to know you got to stop sweeping it under the rug. Oh, kids just being kids. Not today. Kids killing kids. Kids killing themselves.
Exactly.
You know, so that's another thing. When I send my 15-year-old daughter, my only one, to school, I'm partnering with that school to ensure that she has a successful education, to ensure that she's safe and she's protected now that she's in you guys' hands. I'm not that stand back parent and just watch her get older. No, I'm hands on, and I want educators to understand how important it is that when our children come there, do not turn your heads to these bullying situations. The kids coming in, killing the whole school. Kids coming in, and not just the bullies. We got to look, not just the victims of being bullies. We have to look at the bullies. Something's going on in that home. What's wrong with them that they are bringing this to school? Who's at home bullying them?
Yeah,
we got to think about that. I see somebody on here. I know kids do what they see, not what you say. Absolutely, I agree with you guys. We have to break the cycle. Hey, lovely L'Oreal,
Yes.
thanks for tuning in. That's actually my cousin in Detroit.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in today. Please share this on your page. Continue to get the word out, spread the awareness, because we can't do it with just one person. It takes a village. As they used to say when I was little, it takes a village.
Exactly.
We don't have that village like we used to. We got a few of us.
Somebody asked me one time when I mentioned that it takes a village, and they was like, what do you think went wrong? Why people are not helping each other with their kids anymore? And I was like, basically, people need to stop telling other grown-ups don't say nothing to my child.
Come on, get girl.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Supposed to be like, don't say anything to my child. You can't speak to my child. Don't, if anything happens, you come to me. But when they come to you, you believe everything the child says. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like a person, a grown-up, have the time to just come to you and make up a lie on your child.
Right.
You know, but when we had the village raising the kids, children know what they can do or what they cannot do, because they know that you're going to tell it. They know you're going to say something. And they know their parents is going to get on you.
Yes, absolutely.
But now it's like, don't say anything to my child. So when your child go out there and get hit or get hurt or, something major happen, then they wondering, why didn't no one say nothing?
Right.
But you was the one that said don't say anything to your child.
Yeah.
So what do you want? You want somebody to help you, or you want somebody to stay out the way?
Right.
And right now, the way that the world is today, we all need to be helping each other for us, the kids and stuff, because what you think that your child is not doing, like me and Miss Hollywood said one time, they are doing.
Oh, yes, believe
They would curse up a storm. I done heard kids cursing up a storm, and little bitty kids, because they done seen their parents do it. They done heard their parents do it. So they mimicking, like we said, everything that you do, but they do it behind your back. But if they was in a situation to where they know that parent know you, and they know that parent's going to tell you something, then they most likely is not going to do anything.
It reminds me of my old neighbors when I was coming up. You better not do nothing, because they all telling. And when your mama get home, I know she gonna get you. And then, if you could go to the store, they knew, in our neighborhoods, they knew us. They knew our families.
Exactly.
Exactly. My grandmother
and parents took the time out to know who their children were playing with.
That's right.
They would go and introduce themselves. Hi, how you doing? I am Steve, little Steve mother.
That's right.
I just wanted to come and introduce myself. Right. Now people don't even want to talk to each other.
Yeah, they'll pull up at your house and drop their kid off and don't even want to come in. Listen, I don't want your kid at my house if I have not talked to you and had a conversation, got to know you. And mine's not coming to your house if I have not gotten to know you. My daughter is 15, so she's at that age, she want to go and hang out with friends, and so-and-so mama said they'll pick me up. Well, hold on, right there.
I got to meet so-and-so.
We have to stop dropping the ball, and you're absolutely right. That breakdown from when we were growing up, you had a lot of now young mothers, and and it's unfortunate, back then, we had a lot of people got on drugs, and then they were like leaving the home, and the kids was raising the kids, and then the kids started having kids, and I think a lot of that changed then.
But you know what? I feel as though they always had kids when they was young. even younger than they are today.
Yeah.
But they was more mature.
Very much so.
Now, and also the men, even though they cheated and might have a child somewhere else, but they made sure that both households was taken care of.
True. That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
That is true.
Now you have
That's true.
People having kids and the other person not helping out. So they out in the streets looking for somebody to help them and not even paying attention to the child.
That's right.
You know, so the child is raising themselves. So that's where it went wrong. When men stop standing up or women stop allowing men to stand up, because you have a lot of women now, you know, to where if the man is not going to be with them, then they be an ass about the situation. They was like, well, look, well, you can't see your child and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I hate that.
Exactly. So they are putting a man in a situation to where he can't take care of his child. You know, and you never know what that person is going to teach that child, because you're not going to be able to teach them everything that they need to know.
That's right.
You wouldn't even born, it wasn't even made for you to be able to teach them. Everything's supposed to be in full circle to where it's his family, they learn something from his side of the family, they learn something from your side of the family. You know, and like I said one time before, I know there's other reason why the parent can't be there, whereas he's in military or working or whatever, but if it's a situation to where they can be there, you need to allow them. And some of the men, they
want to be there.
Exactly.
You know, that's just, I just can't get with that with the women.
Yeah.
You know, please, y'all women, listen. Your children need their fathers, and I can understand if that father is being abusive, and you know, I understand if you're protecting them,
but from something.
Yeah. But to just be because he's not with you anymore, or because, you know, he got this other woman, and then they do this thing too. Well, I don't want my kids around her. My kids can't go with that other woman. Hold on. You don't know. That other woman may bring some value to your child's life.
Exactly.
Get to know them. Get to know the people.
When my first marriage, he had 2 little boys when I met him. They was 5 and 7, and they 20 something right now and still call me mama. You know, me and their mother became cool. Yeah. You know, when I first got with him, I was 23 when I first met him. And she was in her 20s. So, you know, we was them young fools too. So she used to do stuff out of spite. But I just told her, look, I'm here. And regardless of what you do, I'm not going nowhere. So either we going to talk like women, or we can go meet somewhere and I just whoop your butt and I'm still not going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So either we going to do this like grown ups, or we can fall like some little kids and I'm still not, you know. But you need to change. I'm here. Exactly. You need to respect the fact that I'm here. And I'm not here to hurt your kids. Right. And sometimes you put your kids in the situation too, by you clowning and stuff with the other person, because a lot of people might do stuff out of anger at you and take it out on the child. That's true. You know, so don't be so petty or so immature to the point that you so in love with this dude, or you jealous of him being happy because he's not with you and not happy with you. Right. So you want to cause problems and stuff, but that is causing problems within the whole household. Exactly. So now nobody can't be happy, and they can't. The child is miserable there because they not talking to each other, and they don't deserve that. Exactly. And that began, and you know, another thing, that the child began to disrespect that other adult in the home when they could have a loving relationship, but they began doing what they see that other parent doing. Exactly. And it's not good. You know, it was like 5 years ago when I went to Memphis and I called my ex-husband because sometimes we want to see the boys, you know, and he called the boys while I was over there. So when they came, their mother came too, because she was happy to see me too. See? Because we had built a relationship and she knew I took care of her boys. Yes. Because he worked all the time. You know, so he didn't have time to watch after them. Right, that's the thing. I was watching after him. Exactly. He didn't even I'm like, look, if the boys need something, you call me. Right. You know, me and her had that communication. Number one, he don't want you. He don't want to deal with you. Okay, so I'm in here, so let me and you work this out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to get there. We're going to do this. We're going to have fun. If you, even her little boy that wasn't his child, I still used to pick him up sometime and do stuff with him because I didn't want him to feel left out.
Yeah.
You know, because we was having so much fun. To whereas I allowed him to be a part of the family as well.
That's right.
You know, and a lot of people need to start stepping up, you know, and stop just getting with people just to have somebody and you know they're not there for you and your children.
Right. Just to have a body there in the house. Or, you know, just because you need somebody to help on the finances. What comes along with that, though?
Exactly.
You know, or just because you want a dad or a mom in your kid's life, what comes along with that? It's still going to
affect them if that person is not involved in the child's life. They can be in the same room, at the same house. That doesn't mean that they are involved.
That's right.
This person might not even never talk to your child. Don't even want to deal with them.
That's right.
You know, and you have the people that have their own kids, so they treat your kids different or treat your kids wrong. You know, so
that
people,
happens.
we need to stop doing things like that and pay attention to that because it affects the child.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
And they might not say anything. As small as a child is, they feel stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they might not say anything because they feel as though they don't want you to get mad or they don't want to tell you, and then the other person that they telling on is get mad at them and do something. So you need to pay attention to how your child is feeling about stuff. You know,
talk to your children. Leave the doors of communication open. Don't shut them out. And you know, it's a lot of times we'll say, well, child need to stay in their place. You got people that say a child is supposed to be seen, not heard, or heard, not seen, or what have you. But listen to your children. I strongly feel, you know what, their opinion does matter. Because there are some choices that you may make in life that is going to affect them. And if you don't pay attention to the things that they see that you want to ignore, then that could be another issue later.
Exactly.
I just, you know, I talk to my daughter. I ask her, you know, how do you feel about X, Y, and Z? Or how, you know, what do you think about this? Because that's important to me. Her stand on certain things and certain decisions that is going to affect her. And if she's unhappy about something, I have to pay attention to that.
Exactly.
Because I never want to open up a door that is going to bring her into a situation that now I got to try to fix later when I could have avoided that. But my bad, I listen to the kid. No, because I care about my child's future. I care about how things are going to affect her. So we have to pay attention. And I truly believe with this case, this young lady, she was not in a position where she was thinking about her kids.
No.
At all. You know? No. So I continue to tell people, pay attention to the signs. If someone,
even grown-ups,
yes,
just the abusive signs, period.
Yeah, if he's calling you excessively or she's calling you excessively, because this women can be a mess. If, you know, even like with the teenagers, I tell my daughter, her friends, listen, if somebody talking about you supposed to call me at 7, why you ain't calling me at 7? I was busy at 7. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Don't start that, because there's a pattern that starts. If you relinquish that control, they're rolling with it. They're going with whatever you allow to happen. So
even they get added on and added on.
And it's starting young with our kids on the job, bullying. I mean, just pay attention to how people treat you. And you have to teach people how you're going to be treated. What you allow people to do to you, if they feel they can get over it, they're going to do it.
Exactly. And it's sad when people do it on the job. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, that means it's something going on in your household that you're not happy with.
I always say that. You know, I've worked with some people before, and I'll be like, something going on over there.
And a lot of jealousy.
Yeah.
You know, stop being jealous of other people on the job and stuff. You know, I was working at a job to where there was a lot of jealousy. And my thing is, if you're going to be jealous, do something to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the females that were because I basically got along with a lot of folks there. But the few that jealousy came from, they hair was nappy all the time. You know, do something with yourself. Just don't have no problem with folk for no reason when you can
That's
fix
right.
yourself.
Yeah, look at yourself first.
Exactly.
You know, I always say that, check you. Because if you're just a mean-spirited person and you just go around being hateful and everything,
Exactly.
it's not the other people. Check you.
Exactly.
You go in that mirror in the morning before you leave and see what's wrong with you before you continuously put other people down. I'm just, you know, I don't know. My thing is, I'm open to being. I'm an open person. I'm very transparent. I'm kind.
Yes.
And I like to see everybody win. I never want to put people down. You know, I like to build people up. No matter what you've been through in life, we all are past something. We all have a history of something.
Exactly.
But my thing is,
and we
build your people up.
Exactly, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, we supposed to be, especially as women. You know. Especially the people of color,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I mean, help everybody, any race, color, but people of color, we already have went through so much.
That crabs in the bucket mentality, it's a ugly thing, and if I'm winning, I want you to win.
Exactly.
If I'm, you know, if I have an opportunity, I want to share that with you. I never want to leave my sisters, my brothers, whoever behind to think that, oh, I've arrived, I've made it, but I'm gonna leave you sitting over here.
Exactly.
No, I don't like it, and I've been experiencing things with just coming to terms with know who you are.
And know who's there for you.
And know who's there for you.
And know
you
opportunities too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of opportunities out there, you know.
Yeah.
They will, if you was down and out, they wouldn't lift a finger to do nothing. But then as soon as they see you winning, then they're your best friend. Just so they can, you know, so you got to be careful of that too.
That's not good.
You know, so.
I'm with this production, I want people to come out. I'm talking about
and take something with them.
And take something with them. For me, this experience, I did not ask for it, but I inherited this experience because of the connection. This is my sister. This is my life. This is something that affected me to the point that I had to see a therapist. I had to talk to my pastor. You know, there's things that I went through to get to this book. And when I finally wrote it, because I'm gonna tell you, I couldn't sleep. It was like, all right, I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna put it together. I hadn't had a title, didn't know what, and I could not sleep. And it got to the point I was like, oh Lord, no, I need some rest. And he gave me the title, Letters of Forgiveness.
So let me ask you this right here. On this book, this cover, Victims of Her Silent Pain, is this the young lady,
not the
or
actual
this
young lady, but that's portraying as her. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to show y'all this right here again. It's called Letters of Forgiveness, and based on actual letters that was written to her by the murderer of her sister. So to give y'all a little update of those who just coming in, this is Miss Shonny Sanders, and she is the author of Letters of Forgiveness, and her sister was murdered due to domestic violence from a young lady that was basically jealous of her baby dad, you know, and her sister went out just one time, just went out on a date with this young man, and the young lady murdered her.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yep.
And she has a stage play that's she's gonna be doing it August the 10th.
Yes.
The doors open at 6 o'clock. You want to tell them the address and everything?
Yes. This will be held on the 10th and the 11th. We're going to run it 2 nights. It's going to be at the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy. It's over at 1190 Northwest Drive, Northwest Atlanta. That is 1190 Northwest Drive, Northwest. You guys, come check us out. I promise you are going to be amazed. My cast, amazing cast.
So do you want to give some shouts out to your cast members?
I do. My director, Reed, My leading lady, Nakia Nicole Lawrence, and she is voted nominated to be ATL's hottest actress. She is my leading lady, and she's doing an amazing job. She's portraying the life of this young woman. And my leading man, Deshaun Andre, he is portraying the role of this guy. And shout out to Valicia. She's playing the role of their daughter. And Gabby, she's also playing another daughter. Miss Rachel Walker, she's playing our next door neighbor, granddaughter, little sassy thing she is. And Miss Yvonne Moore, she's Miss Ruby. Remember we said it takes a village, and you talk about them neighbors. Miss Ruby, she don't play. She tell everything. Y'all come check Miss Ruby out. She's the truth. And don't tell her nothing, because she gonna tell it. If she see it, she gonna tell it. She's like this one woman neighborhood watch. Yes, you know, I have about 15 people in the cast, so we have an amazing production. Shout out to Coach Wesley. Some of y'all probably already know him. He is doing his thing. You know, Coach. Yes. Coach is playing a phenomenal role.
Yes.
This is it's very powerful. It's deep. It's drama. It's comedy. You know, we have some comedic relief. My girl Maria Bullock playing Celeste. She's playing a role of a side chick, but her and my leading lady mother, they do not get along. Okay, because mama know you ain't no good.
Yeah.
But them two, you got to see these people gel on the stage. We've become a family, and I'm very honored to work with each and every person. Swift Wright, shout out to you. He's doing his thing. He's like the improv king. He's playing the Leroy, the diner owner. My boy Tony Furman. He's playing Dr. Reynolds. He gets to play an OBGYN. And Miss Rebecca Taylor, she's playing Dr. Terry Pryor, our social worker.
Yes.
And then, did I miss anybody? Yes, I did. Let me tell you about this young lady, Miss J. Moore. If y'all don't come for nothing else, come hear her sing. This girl can blow. And I'm talking about she gonna give you chills. She's playing double roles. She actually is. And she bad. She's bad. And one of the roles she's playing is Sweet Angel Number 3. Sweet Angel Number 3 is the nickname that my mother gave my sister. She has 3 girls. I'm the oldest of 3. We have a middle one and my baby sister. We're 10 years apart. My mother always said we're her Sweet Angel 1, 2, and 3. So this young lady has owned that role. She's told me numerous times how honored she is, and she got a chance to meet my mother yesterday. So when my mother saw her, because she favors my sister, my mother was like, "Oh my God, you wasn't lying." She just hugged her so tight, you know. So I'm very honored to work with this cast, and I hope I'm not forgetting nobody, because it's a lot of them. But I'm sorry. And hey, Carlos. Hey, that's my brother Carlos, grown man reporter.
Hi, Carlos.
But Solomon Valdez, this young man is going places. He plays the role of the young Calvin when he's younger. So we take you back and forth. We do flashbacks. We started off when he's younger because we want to show how his mother, who's playing Lily by Michelle Jones, girl. Y'all don't want to miss it. Yes. And if you don't see it Friday, somebody gonna tell you about it. You need to come see it Saturday. We have tickets. They are available. And let me just give this information. Take your time, write it down, watch the repeat. It's at faceless-shadows.eventbrite.com. I'm gonna give it to you again. faceless-shadows.eventbrite.com. We do have tickets on sale. We are running BOGO, and right now I have tickets, so you know we can meet up. You want to meet up? I can bring them to you. What's up? So call me 678-252-8313, or hit me up on the inbox. Faceless Shadows, the stage play Facebook page, or Shonny D Faceless. Shonny D, hit me up, inbox me. I'm gonna get back with you.
And like I said, the author of Letters for Forgiveness. Letters of Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Shonny Sanders.
Get this book.
Yes.
It's powerful, and to hear the words of this young lady and myself, and I put it together. So basically, it's almost like she's my co-author. It's amazing, an amazing story. I can't give it all away, so you got to get the book. It's available on Amazon. It's available at Barnes & Noble, and it's available through myself. My PayPal is buycare20@gmail.com, or inbox me, send me your info. I have it shipped to you in 2 days. And
she is tagged on this video, so you can go to the video, and click on her and contact her and get all the information that you need from her to be able to see the stage play, as well as get her book.
Yes.
And I can't wait to read some stuff. And yes,
That's right. Yeah.
So I already know that it will be an awesome story to be told. Not awesome for us, good that it happened, but awesome for us.
But I get you. Mm-hmm.
The healing.
Yeah. The healing that took place.
And the healing that is going to take place for us at the stage play when people see it. Mm-hmm. That's for us, the victims and the people that is doing the hurting.
Yes.
Because seeing stuff like this, it does a lot of healing at that time.
It does. It will wake you up. I'm telling you. It will wake you up. I can't wait till you guys see it. Come out. This is not a sad occasion. Mm-hmm. We're bringing you the drama, but we are bringing you some comedic relief. Mm-hmm. And we actually do have vendors that will be there, so you can do a little shopping. We have meet and greet with the cast. There's heavy hors d'oeuvres for VIP.
Do you have any more vendor spots that for the people that is watching?
Let me let you know. There's not many. So if you do want to sign up, hit me up, inbox me. And I also have a link that I will post onto this video that you can register your vendor spot. So Saturday night, we do have maybe about 4 spots left. But Friday night, I think I may have 2 spots. I'll double check that. But you hit me up, and let me let you know now, because I know all y'all out there. Paparazzi gone. It's been gone. Paparazzi sold out. Paparazzi Mary Kay is over. And shout out to Velvet Dreams. I gotta say that. Shout out to Velvet Dreams, Bath and Body. This woman, we're giving away 100 gift bags, and that's for the first 50 people on Friday night, and then the first 50 people on Saturday night. And she makes handmade soaps, and they are named after our cast members. So y'all just have to see the names that this lady came up with. She's amazing. Thank you, Miss Ann. So I'm so honored to do this. It was painful. It's a process, but I took all of my pain and I put it into my pen. So I'm a vessel being used. I remove myself. It's not about me. I give God the glory, and I thank you. And for people like you that take notice and recognize that, this story needs to be put out there. So I'm thankful for the invite and to sit with you. And
yes, we're gonna cheers to her stage play. She's gonna have a very successful day on the 10th and the 11th. Yes. So once again, cheers, honey. We're gonna sip on that.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to add to this?
Well, my family, Detroit, I can't wait to see you guys. A lot of them are here. We got about 40, 45 people coming in from out of town.
Nice.
They coming in all week long. My mom's already here. The lady that, let me say this real quick because I got to shout her out. I love her. Myrtle Booker. She taught me how to write and spell my name. She lives in Detroit, right? And she'll be here tomorrow. And she said, I said, you remember you taught me how to write and spell my name? I was probably about 4 years old. And she said, now you're writing plays and books. And I said, that's what, so that village we were talking about. Be the village, people.
Exactly.
Be the village. Love you guys much. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And I'm just honored to be here sipping.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's sip again.
Sip again. Come on. Mm-hmm.
Oh. That was for y'all.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she is with Miss Sip, sipping on the taste of everything and living your dreams with Rosita. And y'all already know. Peace and love, y'all. Peace.
Peace.